Hello and welcome to the Stress Mastery Podcast. I am your host, Peggy Romero. Thank you for joining me today. So this week on the podcast, we've been talking about hope. I don't know about you guys, but I love hope. I love the idea of hope. In fact, I love hoping. I love wishing and I love dreaming. Hope feels like a beautiful and wonderful magical word to me. And I was just thinking about this. When I was in the 6th grade, I wrote a song. Part of the chorus was, sorry about my singing, I'm going to go ahead and go for it. And I hope all my dreams will come true. Well, that was a terrible year for me. I moved from Oregon to New York right after school started. In fact, it was my little sister Jenny's birthday, September 26th. So I went to 4 different schools that year. I literally had no friends. We had had a great life in Oregon, but when we got to New York, everything fell apart. My dad had a job that he was going there for, and I don't know, I was a kid, but it fell through, and we were suddenly poor. We were fine in Oregon, perfectly fine. And then suddenly we were broke, like really broke, I'm pretty sure. Like no Christmas presents poor, 7 kids, no presents. I have no idea what all my dreams were that I had been hoping for in my 12-year-old little heart back then, but maybe I wanted a friend or to stay in school, or maybe I just wanted to move back home. I have no idea. But you know what? Even then, I had true hope in my heart. And here's how I know that. I know it for a fact. Because the very last words of that song are, and I know all my dreams will come true. Get it? First I hoped, then I knew. All in the same song. How did I know it? I was only 12 years old. So there was no more hoping. That was faith, right? So most of the time I think hoping for something is like saying, oh, I wish. But Webster's definition of hope is desire accompanied by anticipation or expectation. And the New Living Translation Bible says that hope is a confident trust with the expectation of fulfillment. So both of the definitions are calling for expectation. You're expecting it. I expect it to be so. Get it? I believe it will be. I believe it is. It is. Yeah, I suppose that's what hope is in my little heart. I had faith, even clear back then. I imagine that by that time, church probably had something to do with it because I was raised Catholic and I actually wanted to be a nun. So I just did a little quick math a few minutes ago. I'd been to church, let's say 50 times a year for 12 years, so that's 600 times. But then I remembered I'd actually been there many, many more times than that. I had gone to Catholic school for the first 4 years of my life, and since I wanted to be a nun, I went to Mass every day before school. You didn't have to, but I just did. So that's 5 more days a week of school. And I also attended Mass daily in the summertime when I was old enough to walk there by myself. So just an FYI, I wasn't that much of an angel. There were 7 of us kids in the house, and I was one of the oldest. So, of course, getting away from the house felt really great, plus being old enough to walk there. So I walked to morning Mass a lot. Not every day, but really often. I loved Mass. So let's just say, for those of you who haven't gone, that Catholic Mass is very repetitious. So I heard as part of a prayer hundreds and hundreds of times, we wait in joyful hope for the coming of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Okay, then. So if it's acceptable for me to wait for him in joyful hope, certainly I can anticipate other things in joyful hope as well. I guess that's just been the logic that I carry in my heart. Perhaps that's why I've never stopped hoping. Maybe. Maybe so many blessings have rained down on me as I've waited in joyful hope. And maybe that's what the key is for me, because this has worked for me. I have faith. It has become faith. I know. I have a knowing that all is well, and so it is. But it sounds like hoping with expectation is much like starting with a want, like we do in Stress Mastery, changing it into desire, and then setting it to intention. So that's a wish turned to a hope with expectation of fulfillment, which is faith. There may be more than one path, but we have to get to faith somehow. Faith is where it's at. It's the knowing. We have to get to the knowing that it is. It is as if it's already done. Otherwise, like I said, it's just a wish. It seems like a wish, like just wishing, oh, I wish this and that. It's for people who don't really believe it's going to be fulfilled. I mean, yeah, I wish I had $1 million. But if I just say it with no intention, how am I going to get it? I guess I could win the lottery. But people who are just wishing all the time, they think that it's outside of them. But guys, it isn't. I don't care what you hope for. It's within you. And it has to start in your heart. You need that spark. Ah, that beautiful spark of the creation mind. And oh my gosh, you guys, just try it. Take a breath. Make a wish and allow yourself to daydream for a second. What do you want in life? Fill yourself up with hope. Overflow with hope. You can actually have everything that your heart desires. Everything. It's all within your reach. But you must be able to set the intention. After all, it's your dream. Nobody can do any of this stuff for you. And remember, there's no shortcuts. So I'm just living in, different times like, I don't know, my life has just changed so much. And I know it has for many, many people. But I'm in like a transition period. And I have so many friends and family that just look so hopeless. It's unreal to me. They don't realize that they're even living without hope. They're like, no idea that they've lost their dreams, that they have no pep in their step. They're okay with the status quo, same old, same old. I know I shouldn't judge, and I try not to. It's not for me to decide what they could or should have or want out of their life. But one of my best friends that I, talk to at least once a week and see her at least a couple times a month, it's like she feels like crap. And she's only a few years older than me. I'm just getting older, Peg, she says. Well, I'm not, I tell her. I don't accept that. We're not little old ladies. I try to encourage her. I ask her to do things. I offer to go on walks with her. I offer to work on her goals with her. I ask her to proofread my articles or parts of my book or, listen to the podcast. It just falls on deaf ears. She doesn't want to do anything. I'm pretty sure that she stays in bed for 10 or 12 hours a night. And I can't blame her. She doesn't have a reason to get up. There's nothing to do. My best friend in the world is miserable at her job. She has been disrespected and passed over for promotion after promotion, year after year. It drives me nuts. Her boss says, I'm sorry, Shelley, I just can't afford to lose you. Emotionally, she can't afford to freaking stay there. It is such a negative environment for her. She just has to sit there and watch the world pass her by. Although she doesn't really have to, I know, but she does. Actually, this one has been a big thorn in my side, but it's taken care of because my lovely daughter, Kimberly, is lining up a fantastic job for her right now. So I got that one done. But I have friends that are diabetic who sit around and eat, garbage all the time. I have friends that refuse to support me in my new life. They're so close-minded because the intro of the podcast says the word spirituality. Oh, for God's sake, people. We're all spiritual beings. I mean, they're Christians. We have the Holy Spirit. We live by the Holy Spirit. We're spiritual. I love these people, but they're stuck. Why doesn't everybody want to grow? I don't know. We all get stuck in the comfort zone, I guess. Every single one of us. We get comfortable being uncomfortable, right? Okay, enough about the rest of us. What about you? Where are you? How do you feel? You're here, so you're ready to listen. We at least know that. That's one good step. So I'm going to say you have hope. Yay! You wouldn't be here if you didn't, right? I know that. But we all get down sometimes. All of us do. And I hate to admit it, but that slide down is so much easier than the climb up, right? It's the cold, hard truth. Sorry, guys. But also, we can take that as an opportunity. Look back. What happened? How did we let this happen again? Work on resetting the programs again. Don't ever forget how powerful the let go technique is. You guys, it works so well, and it works every time. But just as important as erasing the old programs, we have to replace them with the new ones that will serve us in our new life, our new identity. Erase and replace, get it? That's kind of funny. So what do we do in these stressful times to pull ourselves from apathy and fear so we can step back up into hope? So I really loved Bill's list that he gave us on Wednesday, so I think it's worth repeating. I'm not going to repeat it verbatim. I just wrote down the 6 steps. So higher goal setting, right? Did you make a list for 2022? Have you been actively working on it? Do you keep adjusting it as necessary? Or do you need to just scratch that one and start it over? I mean, if you have to, you have to. Believe me, I get it. Sometimes I change my goals mid-year. Actually, I hate to admit how many times my life's flipped over mid-year and I've had to do it. So wherever you are, start there. It doesn't matter if it's July. Just start. Work on your goals. Okay, and by the way, I hope you guys can all come to the Rise Up and Shift event, because we're really doing a deep dive into proper goal setting. We call it higher goal setting, and this kind of goal setting will help you for the rest of your life. We all have to be able to start with what we want, a wish, and pass it through desire to intention. So we're going to talk a lot about that and work on it, and everybody will know how to do that properly when we're done. So that's great, and that was Bill's number one tip. So when you're feeling like you can't find hope, number 2, try remembering a past success. And don't even pretend that you don't have any, because we all do. I do, you do, everybody does. Remember that feeling. Imagine it. Hold it in your heart. Remember the joy. Feel the joy that it brought you. Feel the joy that it brings. Let it create a spark, a little, just a spark inside of you. That's hope. So Green Focus Power Hour. Guys, I get it. You got to get up an hour early, but it's the best hour of the day. There's no better way to start the day, and it's for you. It puts you in charge of the day. Set your mind for a bright and shiny day. I say, good morning, 500 billion new cells that were created last night. Let's get ready to go. Okay, so here's Green Focus Power Hour real quick. Number 1, read. Read something mindful, something that's positive for 10 minutes. Second 10 minutes, write, journal, anything that comes to mind. For me, it's usually gratitude. I sometimes make a point to think about other things to journal about, but things just pop out like, thank you for this beautiful day and this wonderful life I have. That's just kind of what rolls off my pen. But you do you, because anything that you want to write about works perfectly. Third thing in Green Focus Power Hour, 10 minutes affirmations. This is sometimes hard to start with, but 10 minutes seems kind of hard, but you just have to get used to it. We all need to counteract all those negative thoughts that go on in our heads all day long, because they don't stop. But positive affirmations, I think, like double whammies the negative stuff. It helps us stay positive all day. Positive self-talk works wonders. And the sky's the limit. Like I said, say anything that you want, as long as you're saying how fabulous you are. I am whole, perfect, powerful, strong. I am loving, harmonious, and happy. I am healthy. I live in peace. I am part of God's plan. Blessings are chasing me down. I am in the right place at the right time. I am loved and I am lovable. I am beautiful and grateful and kind. You say whatever you need to hear, because it's your 10 minutes. It's all yours. If you struggle with what to say, then write it out. It's okay. Just start. Just start. I have a notebook, actually, like 3 or 4 or 5 pages full in the back of one of my notebooks, just in case I'm having a bad day and can't think of anything wonderful to say about me. I pull out my book, but I haven't had to do that for a while. So number 4 in Green Focus Power Hour, visualization. So close your eyes and picture the most beautiful day. What's your perfect day? A day in the life that you are creating for yourself. What do you look like? Who are you with? What are you wearing? Where are you at? It's the life that you want, and you get to choose the image of it. Use your imagination. Make it perfect for yourself. Live in that feeling. Let it bubble up out of you. Let it come from your heart and just overflow into every cell of your body. Feel it. Become it. Because it actually is you. So number 5, meditation. When I first heard I had to meditate, I was seriously rattled. I mean, I'm talking about being shaken. I'm not into Buddhism, Bill, or I'm not Zen or whatever the heck that is. What is this guy trying to do to me? Bill assured me, Peggy, you're not going to go to hell over this. The Bible even tells you to meditate. It's just a prayer. Connect to God. Feel your connection to God. Relax. So that worked for me. And that is what it is to me now. It's just prayer. I sit and connect to the creator of the universe. I am wholly loved and accepted for the moments. There's nothing else that matters to me. I don't have to think about anything. Just relax and accept the love and connection from God. But there are many guided meditations. If you're not comfortable with prayer or whatever, then it can be anything that you need it to be, but you need to connect. Just do what makes you feel comfortable. Okay, so number 6 in Green Focus Power Hour, the last 10 minutes is movement. So I have some stretching stuff that I do, but I generally go for a walk after I listen to the after my last 10 minutes, and then I listen to the podcast, and I talk to my best friend on the phone before she goes to work. But you can do laundry, jumping jacks, or whatever you want. Go to the gym, anything. This is yours. Make it yours. Whatever you're happy doing. It's for you. And guys, it is fantastic. Make it a habit, and you will never want to start the day without it. Okay, so on to number 4 of Bill's list to move from hope is focus on the positive. So this is gratitude, right? Look around. I don't know your situation, just like you don't know mine, but I guarantee you we all have lives filled with things that we can be grateful for. Hey, I got up this morning. I feel good. It's not raining today. It doesn't matter. Just look around. You'll find plenty. Be thankful. Number 5, be creative. Open your mind, open your heart, journal, write a song or a story, paint a picture or draw, write a book, knit a sweater, bake some cookies for a friend. What do you like to do? I love making chicken soup for people when they don't feel good. That's what I do. I put it in a mason jar and I tie big bows on them. Make something, anything, share it with a friend. Put a smile on someone's face. Maybe you've been wanting to make cards. I don't know. But it will raise your energy. And anything that you do like that connects your creation and gives you hope. So number 6, find support. So to be honest, I have had to struggle with this a little bit over the past few years. Like I said when I started the podcast, I've changed so much and my tribe really doesn't always accept me anymore. Well, no, they do mostly, but we just don't have as much in common anymore, I guess, is what I could say. And it's okay because it's all part of the growth process. Sometimes we outgrow our tribe. I just mentioned a few things earlier about my people, and there are many more. But you just notice everything now. I don't know what else to say about it. I just can't help it. So I'm having to find other people for support. And you know what? I have you guys. I have the people in the community, and I love the other coaches. I am so grateful. I love my boys. Number 7 that Bill gave us, look for role models. So find people who are doing what you want to do and see how they do it. See how they do it. We can learn from others. We don't have to try and reinvent the wheel. So I'm not that great on role models, but I do need to look for more. I guess I have Bill. I have Lee and Felix. I have lots of people in the community that are doing stuff that I really aspire to do. So I do have role models. I'm certain that my hopeful attitude and my willingness to be flexible has guided me through life. We always have to be flexible with our plans, whatever they may be. And I believe that that's where my faith comes from. It's a knowing that seems to me like it starts with hope. I'm not positive about that. I feel like it's a little play on words sometimes, talking about hope and faith and all the energies, desire and all that stuff. But I think that hope is a beautiful thing. It seems to me if you have no hope, then you have nothing. What is there to live for if you dwell in apathy and unworthiness? We all need a reason to get up every day. We have to have a focus, something to do. It hurts me so much when I see people struggle because I want everyone to do their best. But this is something that we all have to do for ourselves, and no one can do it for you. This past few years, I know, has been crazy for us. The whole world changed. The unexpected happened, and now everything is totally different. But we have to embrace the change because it's here, like it or not. Guys, if you're struggling, reach out. Find a friend, a coworker, a family member. How about somebody at church or a neighbor? If you can spend a little money, that would be well worth it. Get a coach. Go to therapy. Join the Stress Mastery community. I'll tell you, we are a safe place to be vulnerable. The group in there is loving and amazing. And by the way, for those of you that are in there already and don't know this, you can private message the other members. So you don't have to share your business openly in the whole group. If you see somebody that you think you can connect with emotionally, then private message them. Reach out. People reach out directly to us all the time, just one person at a time. It's great. And I want to also remind you guys, speaking of support, we still have several scholarships that have been donated for the event in September, Rise Up and Shift. So if you need one, let me know, because we want everybody to be able to join us. Guys, this event is going to be a life changer for everyone who attends, and I cannot wait to meet you all there. I hope to see you there. Get it? Okay, once again, guys, thank you for listening today. And that's it for today's show. Our mission here is to create a shift in the planet. You can join us on that mission by simply like, share, and subscribe. The links are right below the show notes. As always, until next time, stay inspired.